Kalimera, Kalispera, whatever time you are watching or listening to This Is Mappa. I'm here, and my co-host is back.
The boys
The return
are
of the Mac.
back in town.
How you doing, my guy?
Oh, I am refreshed and ready to go. Obviously,
Refreshed. You're gonna
yeah,
need another holiday at this rate.
yeah. No, my day started at 3 o'clock in the morning because
Oh.
Ryanair flight times, But hey, no problem, no
Well,
problem.
whatever you do not tweet them because they're just gonna come back with a passive-aggressive response. Yeah, that's it. Done and dusted.
Exactly,
They will
exactly.
crush you.
But yes, it's good to be back. It's good to be back.
It's good to have you back. I missed you.
Oh,
I almost couldn't cope without you.
Oh, but you had all the stuff happen while I was away. You had
And then
breaking
some.
news. You had you bloody hell. There was a lot of stuff that went on, wasn't there?
Yes.
Jesus.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So yeah, I look. It was difficult. I'm not gonna lie, but I survived. I survived.
Yes. Yeah.
And we have comments already. Already. Here we go. My goodness, the duo is back. This is a new one.
Hello,
Who's
Sparrows.
this?
Yeah.
Hello. Welcome. My goodness. THASSO is back to being tranquility.
Oh yeah. Yeah, exactly. Nothing's gonna happen for the rest of the preseason while I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah. Should be so bloody lucky. My goodness. My goodness. Right. THASSO.
Yeah.
Shall we begin? Shall we begin?
Yeah, throw me in. Let's see
Okay.
what's going on.
So let's start with AEK. Yeah. Oh my God. Flipping hell. All right. And we got some breaking news with them as well, but let's go. Let's go. What have we got here, mate?
Well, we've got a couple of signings, a couple of releases for AEK, haven't we? So we've got Wilfried Kaptum has gone. He was a very small footnote in AEK season last season. The other one that's gone is someone a bit more important to AEK's recent history is Adam Gursko. Still haven't figured out how to pronounce it. Is that Gursko, right? That's
Gursko?
Gursko. Gursko. Anyway, he
Just go.
Yeah, just go. He's gone.
Go.
He's gone. So there's no need to try and pronounce his name anymore, unless he ends up at another team in Cyprus. But yeah, he was one of the more important players that they had in their big Europa League season that they had. Last season, it was hampered by a lot of injuries. I think he's 34 now, right?
Yeah, he's in his 34th year. Yes.
Yes, exactly. So, the injury is probably taking a bit of a toll on him at the moment as well. So I have decided to release him. Yeah, so that's releases for AEK. I don't think they signed anyone this week, did they?
Not that I know of.
No.
Not that I know of. No.
However, they did have a game on Thursday last week in the Europa Conference League.
Yes, they did.
Did not go well, did it?
No, they took an absolute pounding.
Yeah.
Absolute pounding, and it wasn't great viewing. Car Crash TV, I think it's called. I actually managed to catch the last 15 minutes of that, and even then, it was an abomination. They had no ideas, no answer, honestly. And you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if this head coach is gone in the next couple of weeks, because we've heard some other things this evening, haven't we?
Yeah, that's the breaking stuff. Is apparently there's been a fallout with Gus Ledes, hasn't there? So obviously, Gaffenio stuff.
Yeah.
But there seems to have been a fallout with Ledes due to his thoughts on Ferrando's tactics and training methods. Yeah. So yeah, let's see.
Well, when you broke the news of Ferrando coming in,
Yeah.
you got a lot of messages from supporters in India.
India. Yeah.
Yeah, they really rated him.
Mm-hmm. Well, so the thing they said was he's very good with managing a team, but if you've got star players or players with who've got
Egos.
reputation, that
You
goes
can say
down.
egos. You can
Yeah.
say egos.
Okay, I'll say egos. But yeah, he did not perform so well with the team he was at in India in the second season after they brought in a few more a few more star players in inverted commas. So that's so while he's good at managing a team, he's not necessarily good at managing players so much.
Yep.
But yeah, he's
He
Ferrando
looks
looks
so
so
out of place. Yeah, Mario. He does.
yeah, like
he
a
does.
muya mestorala or a fly in the milk.
Fly in the milk, yeah. Letters is rumored to be going to APOEL. You would love that.
I would really enjoy that. I would really enjoy having Letters in the team.
Is that because he sent a message to Tejera on social media or something?
Well, listen, if he keeps Tejera out of the team,
Oh no! You're doing a Stel. You're doing a Stel. You're shooting down a player before. What was it they say about the Yubador, the pitch being the mirror?
Yeah.
I've had that all summer.
I'll get to my I'll get to my review of that game that I went to once we get to talking about APOEL. But yeah, so that's Ledes. There's a bit of trouble brewing in the background at AEK, which you don't want to hear stories like that going out, especially when you've got a big game the next day and you have to make up a 3-0 goal deficit.
Yep.
So
yep.
Yeah.
THASSO, Costa says, did you go to Jamaica? You look like you're on the good stuff.
Wagwan. No, me and Steve Bruce. Bruce.
No, Steve McLaren's the head coach now.
Sorry, Steve McLaren, not Steve Bruce.
It's McLaren.
Steve McLaren. It was rumored to be Steve Bruce, and they brought in Steve McLaren instead.
Oh, mate, can you imagine Steve McLaren? Do you see the interview he gave when he was in the Netherlands as coach? He put on the accent. Can you imagine he's going to be doing the interview? Oh, my days. Hey, boy, me have to tell ya, Lian Bieli, he my idiot boy. He's gonna be walking into fucking the house. He's gonna have all these women around him twerking. He goes, "It wasn't me." Oh, Carolina.
Oh dear.
Oh my goodness. He's gonna be calling up all the Jamaican Raheem Sterling. Can you imagine? He'd be calling Raheem boy, come over there, so. Anyway, why is Jason Statham wearing an APOEL kit? Wrong shirt. Yeah. Sorry, Pedro.
I know where I am. But I also got to represent.
Come on, boys. Yes or no?
Yes.
Let's go. And Mario says, THASSO, Cole Palmer, and Steve McLaren. The streets ain't ready.
They are not. That's a party house if there is one. Was it? It does that, right?
Cole Palmer.
Oh yeah, it's cold. Yeah.
Cold.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Right. Let's go. Speaking of APOEL, shall we talk about the European game against Petrocub?
We can. So
go on.
Listen. Over the two legs, APOEL played good football for one game, right? But they got the win. They got past the Moldovan team. Marquinhos scored an absolute banger.
Yeah.
Beautiful goal.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was quite a few scary moments against Petrocub. I mean, while I was at the game, people were saying to kind of temper down expectations, that Petrol Cup hadn't lost since October, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
So, but if I go back to the first leg, because I was there live and everything, Drazic was impressive, except when one-on-one with the keeper. We should have been 2-0 up before Petrol Cup conceded the penalty. Tejera was an absolute waste of space, especially in that first leg. Quintilla didn't impress me much, but Meyer came on, was an absolute monster. Like, neither Petrol Cup or the rest of the APOEL players didn't know what to do with him. El Arabi came on, and it was as if he was 21 instead of 37. He was sprinting around on the pitch, albeit it was only on for 10 minutes, but he was absolutely everywhere when he came on. But yeah, there's a couple of players that don't look fit yet in that team, considering they've gone through a pre-season in theory to get them ready. They still don't look ready. But the important thing
Who's that on though? Who is that on?
Who's that on? I think, like, I get it. You go to Serbia, you play your pre-season friendlies and whatnot. There's a reason why they go to Serbia as opposed to anywhere else.
Yeah.
There's a certain player who can only go to Serbia.
I wonder who that could be.
Yes, exactly.
McDonald?
Now, I know, and that's the important thing.
We all know.
And I think the time would have been better spent actually training in the conditions that they would have been playing in, when they're playing at home. Gibro is boiling. It's got high humidity. If you do your pre-season training in Gibro in those conditions, you're going to be fitter when you start playing those games in those conditions, instead of going off to a different country and then coming back afterwards. But it is what it is. They go out there every year. They do their pre-season training out there. They come back. Fitness-wise, I don't think they're there yet, but they did the thing. They got through. It means we're guaranteed European group
Conference
stages.
League. Yep.
So at least Conference League. Obviously, we want to go a little bit further in the qualifications. Slovan Bratislava is not going to be an easy game. They've got,
for sure.
They've got a few players that have played in the Brodatlima as well. So they're going to know the conditions in Cyprus very well.
Didn't they win 5-0?
They won 5-0, yeah, in the home leg, but that's because Stel had a player sent off in the 15th minute.
Okay.
So yeah, but yeah, good. Let's say middling start. Let's see how they push on, kind of onwards.
Are you confident about the next round?
Yeah, I'm fairly confident. Bratislava are a very good team, but I think we've got quality players that are still getting their fitness up. Get someone like Max Meyer playing 80 minutes instead of 10, 20 minutes.
Right.
You've got a banging player there.
Well, I'll tell you what, I only saw the 8-minute cameo he had, and he was very direct, wasn't afraid to run at defenders. He's got an eye for a pass.
Yeah.
He does the basics right. You can tell he's a level up.
He is.
And what I will say, and I know obviously we're going to talk about transfers later on, but some of the transfers that have been made already this summer, you can tell that they're going to improve the league no end.
Yeah.
No end.
Yeah. I think, especially the last couple of weeks, the transfers coming through have been whoa.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah. Naughty. Very naughty.
Yeah, so Mario's brought it up as well. So we're not going to have SAR 4, and Tejera is 1 yellow card away from suspension. We've got backup midfielders that can play in those positions as well.
Yep.
It's whether or not Gallego has confidence in, a Sacha or a Policarpo or someone else.
Well, this is it.
I was gonna mention Abdullahi, but he's gone. He's gone on loan.
He's gone, yeah.
He's gone to Belarus for the season. But yeah.
Right. Let's move on then. Let's move on. Because we've done the APOEL loving. Well, you've done it anyway.
Yeah.
And AEL. AEL. Interesting one for them.
Yeah. Yeah, they've announced a couple more signings, haven't they? They're kind of moving forward with what they need to do. They've released a couple of players. I think one of them's a very important player for them. Is Medojevic. Medojevic was their captain for, if not just last season, he was also their captain for the season before as well.
Correct.
So very important player for them. The other one released is George Marsh, who.
Shithouse Marsh.
Yeah, he did fine, I guess. I think that's how you describe it, wouldn't you?
His claim to fame was getting sent off. That's it.
Yeah,
just tell it like it is. His claim to fame was getting sent off. That's the best thing he did, if you can even call it that.
He got Morgan Brown sent off. For what?
He made Morgan Brown angry. I mean, that just tells you all you need to know. No one makes Morgan Brown angry. Morgan Brown is a calm guy. He loves going on romantic walks and, just chilling with his mates. And then this guy comes along, fucking, B-Tech Phil Mitchell, fake Danny Dyer.
About the same height as me.
Fuck out of here.
So yeah.
Sorry, carry on, man. Carry on.
Anyway, so they brought in some replacements. They've got Marko Stolnik. He's a 28-year-old Croatian defender, and we've got an Argentinian midfielder called Miguel Melado. So,
by the way, have you noticed that most of these South American players that have come to Cyprus look like they should be in the barrio? They look like they are gangsters. You expect to see them in like City of God. Seriously, like come from the favela and shit. Like I look at them like,
careful. Favela is Brazil.
I know. This is what I'm saying. I don't want to see if we got the barrio and you got the favela. I know.
Got you. Okay,
I know. But I'm just saying. I look at them. I'm thinking, I expect to see their mugshots somewhere, and they look like mugshots as well.
Yeah,
I'm too scared to walk the streets of Cyprus if they're walking around.
Yeah,
you seen the guy at Salamina? Like 6'5".
Yeah. Between these Argentinians and these Serbians coming through, there's going to be
flipping hell.
There's going to be a lot of forwards bouncing off people. I think.
My goodness. My goodness.
Huge
anyway,
boys.
carry on.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
We just offended the Balkans and South America. They're coming for us.
Yeah, because that's definitely the people we should be offending. Definitely. Let's see. We've got. They looks like they're being connected with a Ghanaian midfielder called Emmanuel Toku. Do you know much about this guy? Because I don't. I know Botev Plovdiv.
Do you know what? That name rings a bell.
What, Toku?
Yeah, it rings a bell.
The thing is, because I'm just seeing on the screenshot you've put there is Botev Plovdiv, which
he's in Bulgaria, but he played for Leuven in Belgium.
Yeah.
And he moved to, was it Aalborg in Denmark on loan or something like that?
Okay.
I'm sure he's been linked with another club before here. I'm sure I've seen his face being linked to another club before.
Okay, I'm just thinking with Plovdiv, isn't that where Kerkez is right now?
Yes.
So they're just buying players like Kerkez is saying, yeah, he's all right.
Did you hear the story about Kerkez and the tomato?
No. Oh yeah, and no, something weird's happening at Plovdiv as well because the fans went after a player's wife or something.
Yeah, they threw a tomato at her.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, but it's just one of the. You know when you hear the stories about back in the day, like in the old days, when there was a comedian on a stage, whatever, in front of all these people in medieval times, and they didn't like us, they just threw tomatoes at them.
Yeah.
Is that what they're doing? Medieval Bulgaria, people
Ah,
just walking around with armor and swords.
are Plovdiv even doing badly?
I don't know. Not as bad as Neil Lennon, but
No,
I don't want to talk about him.
we can talk about him when we get to the Omonia part.
No, please. Let's carry on with IL. I'm sure Rosalind is sitting there thinking, what's going on? Why are you not talking about IL? Why are you talking about
So
people
I
urinating?
mean, he hasn't popped up yet, so but yeah. So there's also. Do you want to talk about this training thing that I seem to be getting involved with?
Yeah, so on the 26th, which is Saturday, they arranged an under 16 and under 17 meeting. And it was part of a plan from the board of directors for this. It's kind of like a stuttered promotion system where the academy players can integrate with the men. And I think Chris Coleman was there, his assistant was there, the technical director was there. And it's part of like a collaboration between the academy and the men's team. And apparently the ultimate aim is to strengthen the link between the academy and the men's and to integrate the players, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because for all this time we've been saying we need young Cypriot players to play for Cypriot clubs, and here's this opportunity for 16s and 17s to see how the men do it, and maybe they get a chance further down when they get into Group B.
Yeah. They get into Group B.
Sorry, I'm just saying it.
No, I mean the thing that IL had as well last season is they did integrate a lot of youth players last season with a lot of minutes. So I mean Andreu is. We keep talking about Andreu as being this kind of like this star for the future. He's a fantastic player, but they've had a few 17, 18, 19-year-olds play last season. So I think it's just a continuation of that, isn't it? To just bring in more players. And the idea is obviously you integrate these players into the main team, get a scout looking at them, get some Italian Serie A or Serie B team to pay some money out for them, like what seems to be happening quite a lot at the moment with Cypriot youth players, and make a bit of mullah on it.
Yeah,
it's a bit more sustainable than bringing in 34-year-olds.
Yes, very true. Very true indeed. There we go.
Yeah.
Right, so is there anything else from IL? Not that I know of.
No.
Just answered my own question there, actually. But yeah. Anyway, let's move on then. And let's talk about Anorthosis, mate. Interesting one here.
Yeah.
Those Russians.
Здравствуйте.
Mm-hmm.
Я живу в... I don't know. Where would Russians live? Я живу в Limassol. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what's going on there? What's going on there?
So basically, Russian investors are looking into purchasing Anorthosis, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
So, we don't we don't know who they are, do we?
Mm-mm.
No.
No, I mean, Supersport FM reported it on Tuesday, and they said the identity is unknown, and there's suggestions that they're involved in crypto or Bitcoin, which is very common in Cyprus. Very common, because there are a lot of Bitcoin and crypto companies sponsoring clubs at the moment, but purchasing them, don't know, haven't heard of it. But I know that they're going to do their due diligence once a confidentiality agreement is signed. My goodness, would you believe it? Confidentiality agreement. What was it I was saying months ago?
Yeah.
Things don't get done because people talk. But now you sign the paper, you talk, we kill you.
Someone's going to talk anyway, man. Someone's going to talk anyway. They always bloody do.
Canary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they always bloody do.
Is this a concern? And by that, I mean not for the legitimacy, but I mean in terms of if you're supporting teams that don't have the financial clout or the overseas investor, are we going to have to worry about Anorthosis now? Because let's get it right. Out of all the clubs that have the foreign investor, they have the biggest history, right?
Correct. Well, hold on. I'm just going through. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Anorthosis would be the ones with the most history with the foreign investor. It's a strange one considering what the people in charge of Anorthosis were saying last season about foreign investment, if you remember. However, Sandis has since been launched out of a cannon, and actually, I don't know if you saw this, but he's been on a podcast this summer.
Oh, really? No, I didn't see this.
I think it's
Oh,
Gekida.
okay.
Talking about what happened and financially what happened and what went on and things like that.
Okay, mate.
Yeah.
Okay, mate.
Yeah. Now I actually went on Twitter after Anorthosis preseason friendly today concluded with a 2-1 loss to Omonia Radipu.
Mm-hmm.
And I said that this shows preparation for one team in particular, how it's going to roll, and we'll probably more than likely see these two teams be very close to each other in the table.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, Anorthosis fans jumped on that to be like, "Hey, what are you talking about, man? We played under 19. We in the second half, we played a load of under 19s." And what I was trying to say is, Anorthosis, as good as they've been in the transfer window with some of their signings, they have lost something like 16 players over the summer due to the financial mismanagement of last season, on top of other things.
Yep.
So they have brought in some players, but this season for them is a consolidation season until this investment gets confirmed, right?
Yep.
You'd agree with that, right?
No, for sure.
Now,
For sure.
the unpopular opinion, I think out of the teams coming up, Omonia Radipo are going to be the surprise package.
You think?
I think, yeah.
Okay.
I really do. I think they're going to do better than what people think they're going to do. I just like the look of them. One thing that, speaking of Omonia Radipo, they held up a banner, I think, in today's friendly game. The fans of Omonia Radipo that went to the friendly, they held up a banner that said the only original Omonia or something like that, which I thought was hilarious because obviously they're trying to start some shit on there. Absolutely. I think somebody on the Discord, I think on the No Chuffness Discord, then sent a meme showing Omonia and two Omonia, too furious, beating the crap out of each other, and then the Omonia Radipo fan coming out saying we are the original Omonia, and then the two other Omonias shaking hands.
Let me see if I can find it. One second.
See if you can bring it up. But in the meantime, obviously, we're talking about Anorthosis. So
this is the one, yeah.
That's the one. Yeah. Oh, it's fantastic. So Mario's brought up some good signings that Anorthosis have made. Teixeira and Spogliaric.
Yes, well, we're going to go into signings in a second because they've made one plus a possible other one.
Yes, so there's one I want to talk about because there's t-shirt opportunities there, I think, and that is Beavis Mugabe.
Yes, you mean this guy? I am
There he
Convoyo.
is.
Meaty B for my bunghole. Bunghole. Sorry. This is the guy on the
There he
left. Looks
is.
nothing like him, clearly.
There he is, obviously.
Yeah.
Although I want to see him score a goal and then lift his shirt up
Put
to
the
his head. Tag him in the clips for this. Get him to do
He's
it.
gonna come for me, man.
Get
I
him
hope
to do
Davor
it.
isn't watching. He's gonna send it to him. They used to play with each other at Motherwell. Fucking hell, he's gonna be like, this guy called you Beavis. Oh my days. Oh my days. Yeah, so
dear.
this guy Bevis Mugabe. No relation to Robert, I hope anyway. I hope he's not related to Robert Mugabe, but yeah, he's signed on a 1-year deal. He also came through Fulham and Southampton's academies before joining Yeovil Town. And another interesting one today, Thasso, Supersport reported that Anorthosis are close to agreeing a deal with Sergio Conceição. Try saying that after a few glasses of Ivania. Sergio Emmanuel Fernandez de Conceição. And he's a 27-year-old right back. He's the son of former Porto coach Sergio Conceição. No politics there.
Interesting one.
Ooh, can you imagine? They sign him, the Russians come in, they push Oka to one side, and Conceição comes to Cyprus.
That would be an interesting thing to happen.
Abracadabra.
Gonna reach out and grab you.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yes, I think that's it for our Anorthosis, unless you had.
No, nothing else. Nothing else.
No.
Shall we move on to another team in blue and white?
Let's move on to another team in blue and white. Signing all the French players. Signing all the Pafos FC players from last season.
Yeah. I think I'm going to play the French national anthem whenever we're talking about Apollon.
Yeah, we're going to have to,
and the Marseillaise.
So with obviously you've got Charles Bolly and the Quentin Boigard.
That's how you pronounce it.
Boigard. Yeah. I asked my wife. Boigard is the correct pronunciation.
I can't wait for him to play.
Boigard. Fauvero. Why did I try and say Fauvero in the French accent? Boigard. Fauvero. But yeah, I think this is like their 5th player that they're signing from a French team.
Yeah, well, no, because Axel Foley, they cancelled the deal because he failed the medical.
Oh right, okay. But yeah,
I'd love to see him. Anyway, so this Bolly guy, interestingly enough, he is the nephew of Basil Bowley. Do you remember him?
I do not know.
You don't remember Basil Bowley, the French central defender? He played for Glasgow Rangers, and for the French national team, he was famous for headbutting Stuart Pearce.
Oh. Okay.
You don't remember it? Oh,
no.
Mate, you guys to make me find it now.
Okay. No, I mean, somebody headbutting Stuart Pearce. Either he didn't know who Stuart Pearce was, or he didn't care.
He didn't care.
Because, yeah, for people that are younger than me and Stel, Stuart Pearce, his nickname in any team he played for was Psycho.
Psycho, yeah. Yeah. Let me see if I can get it. I mean, it's a very short clip. Yeah. He nuts him. Bosh.
Pearce then nearly won the game for England with a grief.
Yeah. Bosh.
Proper went for him.
Yeah. So that's his nephew playing for Apollon.
So are we putting him down for yellow card bets?
Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
so.
I
I'm interested. I'm interested to know who the agent is bringing in all these French players.
I know that's an interesting one, isn't it? Because
Hmm.
especially since it's Power FC, a lot of them are
Yeah.
coming from as well. So
Yeah.
looking on Transfermarkt, there's still 2 players free from Power FC that haven't found a club yet that were released
Hmm.
last season. So keep an eye out.
Well, they had that link with obviously with Paybands and Roberge. So I wouldn't say it's completely out of the blue. Valbuena, obviously,
Yeah.
but the influx of them now. It's like you got Paralimni with the Israelis. You've got Apollon with the French, Omonia with the
Omonia with the oh yeah.
can't say that word.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But
Mm.
yeah. Yeah, there's
Rhymes with the Cockney word for head.
oh yeah,
Yep.
got it.
Yep.
Got it. Got it. Nice one.
Anyway.
Yep.
So, Apollon, are you looking at them thinking they can get into the top 6 next season?
I don't know, man. I don't know. They seem to make the good moves in the summer, and then 5 games happen. They're not happy with how it's going, and then they sack the coach. And then they have to,
Fraules, yeah?
yeah, and then they have to start all over again.
Mm.
It's a problem for them, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep. It's a big problem for him, and I think this season's going to go the same. And I'm really sad that Dore Garay is going to get involved in that because he's obviously, like I saw a friendly lineup, and they lined up Kremenchik to start the game instead of Dore Garay. I was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" But anyway,
Death wish.
yeah. Anyway,
Death wish.
yeah.
Right. Let's move on
Mm-hmm.
to a more interesting one. And guys, I hate to say I told you so, but boys and girls, or whatever you identify yourself as, told you so. Because on the 21st of July, we broke a story of Connor Goldson possibly joining Aris. 148,000 views on that tweet, appearing in various news outlets throughout Scotland. We broke it before any Cypriot newspaper did or website, and we got the vitriol. We got the Aris cannot afford him. How can they afford him? Blah 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 blah. And here was us.
No. My favorite was Aris can't afford him. Their highest paid player is Manu Garcia at Aris Thessalonigis.
And do you know what? At no point did I message any of them back saying, Aris can actually buy your club. No, you can.
Yep.
And take on the 200 million debt that you guys have got and probably build your stadium or rebuild it. But anyhow, I'm not going to say anything else. But lo and behold, Connor Goldson flew to Austria, teamed up with his new teammates, took a photograph in front of the mountains, played tonight in a friendly, and they announced him yesterday.
Yeah, that was the other thing, wasn't there? That was, he's traveling to Cyprus because he's going to do a medical for a Saudi team.
Yeah.
That was the other one.
Yeah.
Or the one that shocked me a lot was, he's traveling to Cyprus to do a medical for a Turkish team. I saw that pop up like 4 or 5 times. Like, how could you be so thick? Anyway.
Yeah, what it is, it's not thick, it's ignorance. And when I'm just going to say it, when deals like this happen, whether it be an English player, Scottish player, Irish, whatever, Welsh, joining a club outside the big leagues, whether it be Hungary, Serbia, the xenophobia comes out. It comes out in full force. How can they afford him? Why would he want to go to that league? Blah, 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 blah. Well, what does it say about your club when these players are happy to go to those clubs?
I wouldn't say it doesn't say anything about their club. You have to
Oh,
think.
it does. It says a lot.
What it says, I think, is that one, Cyprus is a popular destination, obviously, for people in general. You know, that we talk about the weather all the time out there. You know, the beaches, as you can see in this lovely complexion we've got going on there. You know, the life over there is something that's put forward as being great for families and the like. Income tax for those kind of professions is very low.
You're sounding like the beginning of Only Fools and Horses. No income tax, no VAT.
Yeah, I don't want to. You know, you might be earning less on paper, but the tax you pay on that will be a lot less, and therefore you're earning more. So,
yeah,
there you go. That's how they can afford him.
Well, mate, financial discussion aside, this is a huge signing.
It's massive. It's massive. And you know, I've been yelling that Aris need a central defender for what? Basically, however long this podcast has been going, I've been saying, Aris just need central defenders. Once they've got central defenders, they're sorted. They're going to be very difficult to stop, especially this season compared to some of the other clubs that are challenging for those top 6 if they get into the group stages of European competition.
What do you think this signing will do for them, though?
It's a marquee. It's a statement, isn't it? They want to. It's not just obviously the quality of the signing; it's the name. It's who they've bought it, who they've bought him from. It's the amount that's gone out as an outlay for him, and it's a statement. They've made a statement, and not just to other teams in the Broad Athlete, but you know, out Europe-wide is to pay attention to us. And
they're talking about 1.7 million. They're talking about 1.7 million plus add-ons, which is significantly less than his transfer market value. Some Rangers fans are happy with that. Some wouldn't be happy with that. But for us, not just as a podcast, but as football fans of Cypriot football, I think it's massive. And what it does, it adds more eyes to the league and it gives us more credibility. It's no longer the retirement league as what it was once known as.
Yeah.
And there's another transfer we're just about to talk about, which is just as big, but not as the name, but the CV. Shall we move on to the next one? Because look, we've spoken a lot about this situation, and it's a great signing, as we know. And let's see what the season holds for them. But the next club we're going to discuss is Goldson, mate.
Yeah.
And I don't think we can call them Lokomotiv Bolemidia anymore, to be honest. But they've dropped a bombshell of their own, and they announced the signing of Czech defender Stefan Simic. Now, this lad was Eibar last season, or Eibar in Spain, but he's had spells at Genoa, Varese, Muscron, Frosinone, Hajduk Split, and AC Milan.
Yeah.
Wah, wee, wah.
Yeah, it's a big one. Between this guy and to a lesser extent, well, I don't want to say to a lesser extent, but they also signed Sean Kelly the other week as well, which is also okay. He didn't play for AC Milan, but he played quite a lot of matches in the SPL.
A high level.
A high level again. Friends with John McGinn. John McGinn is now a Anorthosis fan. I don't know if you talked about that while I was off, but yeah, Anorthosis making some moves. Has the investment that we can't talk about, has that gone through yet?
Not that I know of.
Okay,
But you know what normally happens? It comes out the blue, especially for the lesser known teams, because no one really talks about them. So I think it's still in the pending folder. But when it happens, I think a lot of people are gonna take note.
Yeah. Just for people that are gonna put a little pin in it as well, is I'm sat on a bombshell at the moment that I can't talk about too much for Anorthosis on the negative side. So yeah, I'm gonna get that cease and desist letter for real.
I don't know about this, so I guess this is off camera.
Yeah,
or off air, should I say?
We'll talk about it off air.
Okay, right. Speaking of Anorthosis, their star striker, Gatsandoni, he's linked with CSKA Sofia of Bulgaria. Now, we did a write-up on him in April. And look, he had a bit of a renaissance last season. We know he's played for almost every club in Cyprus. Nothing has happened since, so he's still a Anorthosis player at the moment. I think he's in Serbia on pre-season with the rest of the team. But look, if he were to leave, I think it'll be a good move for him. It's a competitive league, clearly. It's a big club. And obviously, Ludogorets are the main team that is challenging for the title. In fact, I think they've won the last 12 league titles or something like that. But it'll be a big challenge for him, no?
Yeah. There's a lot of players that try to make the massive move straight away. Doesn't work out for him. I think going to Bulgaria, it would be a good move for him. It is a step up, and obviously from there he can impress a bit more. And if he does impress, he can then step even further up and keep it going. So let's see how it goes on. See how it gets on.
All right, let's bring up some comments quickly. THASSO agency doing some business with Apollon. Are they looking good for the season? Yeah, we forget to mention Kviditaya as well.
Yeah.
But you didn't give the consent, so it didn't happen.
Exactly.
They really needed a centre back there. That's right. Goldson. Actually, the name itself says a lot whether Aris can afford him. Yeah, absolutely. Aris doesn't need to build this year. They just add some missing pieces and they got them. Yeah, spot
exactly.
on. Spot on.
Exactly.
So, yeah, there you go. There you go. Right. What's the next one? What is the next one?
The next one is
Pafos.
Pafos.
Right. Let's talk about their Conference League qualifier. THASSO. Oh, no, wait. Why did I get the Omonia ones out? Where is the Pafos one? For flip's sake. Sorry, my bad.
While that's loaded,
what's going on here?
Pafos haven't won a game in Europe yet, have they?
No.
No. They went to Lithuania.
Yeah.
Zalgiris is Lithuania, right?
Yes, right. Yep.
And they lost 2-1. They went 2-0 down.
Look at that bounce. That's horrible, though.
Yeah.
That's horrible. Is that an artificial pitch there?
I think it is. I think Zalgiris play on an artificial pitch.
Flipping hell.
And
do you know what? Sorry to cut you there, but Elfsborg was also an artificial pitch, and they really struggled there. Now, I'm not making excuses for them, but you saw the way that ball bounced for the second goal.
Yeah.
That's horrible. That's horrible. So
but they played Elfsborg at home, and they were still rubbish. So
10 men after 15 minutes doesn't help.
Well, no, it does not. It does not. But
no.
I don't see Pafos doing much this season. They're not gelling, and obviously on top of everything else is they're just gathering all these forward players and not doing anything at the back. So, you know, what's Casedo's going to play 2-2-6? They've announced another forward signing. They've got Leonatel.
Yep.
So APOEL fans will remember him.
Yep.
Yeah. He was at Melbourne City as well. At Corinthians. He was at Benfica as a youth player. So you know, there's pedigree with him, as have all of Pafos's forward players. They all have pedigree.
Yep.
Yeah, so
He's certainly an upgrade on Bruno Felipe, I must
he is
admit.
an upgrade on Bruno Felipe, but you've also then got, so it's one of their forward players must be on the way out. That's all I can say, because there's no way you can pile on all these attackers and give them the amount of game time they require.
Well,
Someone's got to be coming out,
Tuamasi
right?
left last week. He left last week. So
Right.
that's one right winger gone. Bruno's there. Jaja's still there.
Ilya, Tankovic,
Ilya,
Valakari,
Tankovic.
Gyro.
Yeah, but I think they're going to play Valakari and Tankovic as 10s this season. I don't think Tankovic is going to be in any wide areas like he was a lot of last season. And that's for centre forwards. They've got that Anderson Silva with Zyro. So I don't know, man. I think they are stacked, but I think they're planning for a long season and they're hoping for a long season anyway.
There's also the rumours that have been coming out today about a certain Omonia player signing for them as well.
Yes,
which would make them
that's something that
even more stacked.
Yeah. Well, that's a rumor that we heard. What time was it? About 5:30, 6 o'clock UK time.
Yeah.
That they're gonna try and make a move for him, for Loizu.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Well, they need to get that quota up with their Cypriot players, who they don't play. I don't understand why. So going back to performances of players, of Bafo players in Europe, I don't understand why he's persisting with Meluso at left back when he's got a very capable left back he can replace him with.
Yeah.
It's like we're talking about Getspire all over again.
Yeah, that's right. And look, no disrespect, but Meluso is terrible defensively. Terrible. Like really bad.
He really is.
Really bad.
He really is. You know, he's been. I mean, he was a liability last season when he played.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind the sending off he got against Elfsborg.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. So there's a couple of rumors, or not rumors, kind of almost confirmed signings that are going to come through as well.
Yeah. Bottom right.
We've got Ivan Sunjic.
Yep.
Not a fan. I'm not a fan of him personally. He's played for Birmingham City, but also Hertha Berlin, Dynamo Zagreb, and K Lokomotiva. So he's got, again, somebody else with pedigree. And again, another team I keep talking about needing defenders, especially since it looks like they're going to lose Kvida, is Filip Benkovic, former Celtic and Leicester defender. Now, I don't know much about either of these guys. Do you know?
Well, Benkovic is what they call a beast. And I think when they sign him, because from, again, what I understand, it's done. Mm-hmm. So they'll announce him in the next couple of days. A massive upgrade on Kvida. And as you quite rightly said, Bafo need defenders. Now, defensively, if you want to talk about the central defensive area, they're stacked as well. They got
Are they?
Pondello on loan, they got Goldar, they got Lucasen, and now they got this guy plus Kvida, and we don't know. I mean, Kvida's probably going to go anyway. So again, they're stacked. But I think Mustafa Nam's going to be out the door as well, from what I've heard.
You're right. Okay. But yeah,
Is it Gane or Nam? I think it's
one of them either
One of them.
Nam or Gane, as Carcedo doesn't rate.
It's
So
Gane. It's Gane, sorry, not Nam.
we've seen or we've heard of some issues between the player and Carcedo previously.
Yeah.
So obviously they're backing the manager in this stuff as well, because they've invested quite a lot in Gane. So let's see what happens.
Yep.
See what happens. It's going to be an interesting summer
For
at
sure.
Pafos, because
For sure.
Ivosic is not a €2 million goalkeeper. We've talked about it before.
Yep.
We'll see.
Yep.
But we need the UEFA points, as Alex has put. We need the UEFA coefficient points. So we need Pafos to get a win tomorrow, please.
Yep.
Please.
Yep.
Please.
And for their sake as well, because let's get it right. You know, they're doing things right in the background. If you want to talk about the infrastructure, etc., but it's what happens on the pitch that matters. And they won the cup, which was great for them, their first trophy ever. But to make that next step up, they're starting to realize already that you can bully Salamina, you can bully Aris, but in Europe, it's a different animal.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm quite surprised with how tactically naive Carcedo has been in the past few games, especially with the high line away from home. Now, I know you got faith in your players, but come on, like, you're going away from home. Get a draw, be happy with it, and then go for it in the second leg.
I think he's underestimated his opposition.
Oh, for sure, both games, both Elfsborg and Zagris, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
So let's see.
So hopefully he learns his lesson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to Omonia. We did no Choftes the other week. It was after the 3-1 victory over Torpedo, the Georgian side. First leg 3-1 victory at the Gazibi. Second leg is tomorrow in Georgia. THASSO, I said what to say about this. I'll leave it down to you, my guy.
Yeah, Steve Keane supremacy gets absolutely demolished, doesn't it? Steve Keane. Oh, poor guy. So for people who don't know as well, was Stel set up an interview with Luca at Georgian Footy to talk about Torpedo as a team. And yeah, the Omonia had a game plan and it worked well enough. Obviously they got the victory, so and there's a lot of good play that happened during the game. And Stel's favorite player, Vandro Costa, scored a goal.
Shut up.
Does his old, and want to see more goal celebrations like that. We need to see more of that. Love a bit of acrobatics. But yeah, I mean, a fairly standard victory. I would have thought. At home, Torpedo Kutaisi, as good as they are, they're not exactly giants of Europe, are they? So you'd expect
Well,
to
look,
win.
you talk about a team that was, I think, 18 games unbeaten going into this one.
Yeah.
And they lost one of their key players on the actual day. He flew to Cyprus, and then a bid came in from South Korea, and he ended up going to South Korea from Cyprus.
Yeah, they announced him. Yeah. I saw the
But
announcement.
look, at the end of the day, it was a controlled performance. I think we dominated. Well, we clearly did dominate possession. Went a goal up, and it looked as if the handbrake was up, and then a very controversial equalizer, which I still think would have been a soft foul, but it's still a foul anyway. But it kind of woke up the players, and it impressed me because in the past we've seen the players hide away when these things happen. They're not very good at overcoming adversity, and they stepped up. Evandro got the assist for Koulibaly, who was sensational, and then obviously Evandro got a goal of his own, which I think had 11 passes, and Simic won the ball back from the counter attack. So it was a good performance.
Finish as well.
Yeah, good finish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be difficult second leg though. It'd be a very difficult second leg.
Yeah, but if you got that 2-goal cushion, it's a bit more comfortable than the one APOEL had.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think Omonia are going to get knocked out. I think they're going to go through.
I just hope that complacency doesn't creep in, and the players are disciplined and stick by the game plan, because, you know, it's like the old adage, 2-0 is still a dangerous score. You can see the goal in the first 15, 20 minutes. I mean, their fans are going to be up for it anyway, and they're going to have about 12, 15,000 there. You need to keep them quiet, dominate possession, slow the game down, keep it at your tempo, and quieten them down. But if they get an opportunity in the first 10, 15 minutes, especially the first 5 minutes, the tails are going to be up, and then you never know what could happen. So it's all about the mentality now, and that's what I want to see the most, because this club hasn't, or these players have lacked the right mentality over the past 2 to 3 years. Now is their opportunity. New head coach, obviously new players coming in. So let's see. Anyway, shall we speak about the transfers?
Yeah. Let's talk about this thing.
Go on.
Who do you want to? Do you want to go with the incoming first?
Yeah, you could talk about the invisible guy.
Yeah. So how do we talk about this sensitively? So
okay.
Omonia have signed the Israeli player Omar Adjili. So he's going to be playing as a number 10. He has previous experience in the Prodastima. He played for APOEL. He's also played for a few other teams, a couple of them in Israel. And at one point, he was caught in a scandal regarding underage girls and drugs. Now, we have to asterisk this stuff as alleged. It's all alleged. Whatever happened is alleged, but it seems to be alleged mostly because somebody put an injunction through. As far as
order, basically.
as far as I understand it is.
Well, put it this way, I'm not sure how long this gagging order lasted, because there's a lot of Israeli websites that have reported other bits of information that came out after he was cleared of statutory rape. Now, again, I don't know the laws in Israel. I don't know if it's once a person is cleared, they can't be retried. I don't know. But there's a lot of background, and I don't want to go into this because I feel very strongly about this particular incident. In terms of Omonia signing him, because of all of this, and I know people are going to say, but it was thrown out, whatever, I still feel very, very uncomfortable with this signing. And it's got nothing to do with his religion. It's got nothing to do with his nationality. That's what I want to get out of the way straight away, because I had people telling me last night, oh, it's because he's not, it's got nothing to do with that. It's simply because of this incident. Okay. And again, I feel I felt uncomfortable with Amor joining Omonia last season.
And how I feel uncomfortable with Sarfo.
Right. So again, the other thing that disappoints me, Thasso, and I know we should really be talking about the player's ability. I don't really know too much about him because I don't care. Right. But the other thing I will say is I am absolutely bewildered by the amount of Omonia fans who are just happy to say, it's done now, move on. That's what annoys me.
No, it's if he performs the way he's expected to perform, you'll see that there'll be less and less dissenting voices about this signing. Again, same thing as Sarfo. At the moment, I'm the only one out of a lot of APOEL fans that seems to be concerned that we have someone with his background playing for the club, right?
Yep.
And And the reason why is apparently he's served his time and he's rehabilitated. That's all well and good, but the reaction from fans of the club is because he signed for the club and played well for the club. If he hadn't started off well for the club, they would have been on his back and saying we shouldn't have signed this guy because of his history, right? And it's the same with what happened with Amor. Like a lot of Omonia fans were saying, you know, there wasn't there was
Was
a case.
innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah,
Right. The
innocent
fact
until
is,
proven guilty. Exactly.
he was appealing his decision. The only reason why he was able to appeal his decision is because 2 out of the 3 judges said guilty and only 1 said no. And because it wasn't unanimous, he had the right to appeal. That's what I understand.
Yeah.
And it was going through the appeal process, and
yeah. So, and obviously his performances, his fitness wasn't great, and that turned sour for him. A lot of Omonia fans then responded saying we shouldn't have signed him. He's got this history. He's got this thing. He's got fitness issues, etc., etc. It's just it's this tribal thing, isn't it? It comes back to like if he's one of us, we can protect him. And I don't like that. I don't like that with Sat4. I don't like that with whatever and whoever it occurs with.
it's all in bad taste as well.
Yeah.
Okay, and I know what people are going to say. Well, it's happened everywhere, and yeah, it has happened everywhere. You saw with Luis Suarez with the racism incident with Patrice Evra. Liverpool fans backed him. You've had Ryan Giggs doing various things. I'm not going to say too much about that, but people defended him. You had the list can go on. The list can go on. There's so much.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have like Marseille fans that oppose the Mason Greenwood signing, but yet they still went and did it. And it's almost as if now, it's not almost as if, it is as if now that fans' opinions and feelings towards a signing does not matter so long as the player is rehabilitated and is given the opportunity to have a second chance. Now, I'm all for second chances, depending on what the situation was. If it was shoplifting, all right, okay, you took something from a supermarket, big deal.
Yeah.
You know? But there's a line.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, there are lots of lines, there's lots of things over that line that you shouldn't cross. Now, yeah, exactly. And from a PR perspective, and this is the other thing about this club, and I've said this time and time again with the members area, right? I don't know how many non-Omonia fans are watching, right? But Omonia's PR it's all Americanized. It's almost as if they've taken a leaf out of all the American companies. You know, if there's bad press, you either censor it and block people from their opinions, or you do something to redress the balance. So, example, yesterday they announced the signing of this player. There was big uproar because I know loads of people are unhappy about this, and they were blocking people left, right, and centre on social media for putting comments, myself included, right? Even though I put the sick emoji, that's all I did, and they blocked me from their Facebook. But what they do is textbook PR. The following day, to repair their reputation, they'll release a couple of stories. Now, we're going to talk about the possible transfer of this Polish lad, right? But they were happy for that to go out in the public domain. They were happy for images to be leaked or stories to be leaked about the player in training or whatever. And then they released a short video, talking about a potential, or should I say, they've planned to build a new stadium. So straight away, you go from angry people to be like, no, it's okay now. It's okay now. Let's forget what happened yesterday because we're building a new stadium. You know, I'm sorry, but when I say the club take people for idiots. They do. But it just shows how many idiots we have in our fan base that are happy to just turn the page and say, that chapter's done. We'll never talk about it again. And that's it. It's PR. And I know all about PR because I've been working in it for the last 10 years.
Yeah. 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 No, I completely agree. I completely agree with it. It's a sad state of affairs. Now, you said about fan opinion not really counting, but there was that rumor a couple of seasons ago about Bedridi trying to sign Amar Vada, and the ultras contacting Bedridi to say, if you sign this player, there's going to be big problems. And then obviously he went somewhere else, let's say. So there is still, I think, fans can still voice their concern and still think they have certain powers. Because otherwise, for instance, Mason Greenwood would have been rehabilitated at Manchester United. But the fans and other stakeholders have got involved and said that they don't want the player at the club, which is why the club is trying to ship him off to somewhere else now. So I still think there's definitely a voice there for fans and stakeholders. I think there's some, how to put it this way. I don't suppose sponsors would be very happy with Omonia signing a player with this kind of history, let's say. Do you want your brand to be associated with the kind of behavior that he's been accused of?
Well, see, this is the thing, mate. When I did the members area live yesterday, someone made a very good point. He said, unfortunately, in Cyprus, these things aren't a big deal.
Yeah.
And my response will always be, if you claim to be a big club, you need to behave like a big club. And, biggest clubs in the world, look at Man United, for example, with Mason Greenwood. The moment something like that came out, they pushed him out. In fact, they suspended him, kept him out of the limelight for 6-7 months, let it simmer down. And then when all the chatting talks ends, they move him on to a club outside of the UK where he's not going to have eyes and ears constantly on him. He performed. And when it was the time to come back to United, oh, we actually don't need you. And they knew that by taking him back, there'd have been problems, big problems. Sponsors would have pulled out. You'd have had all sorts of groups opposing it. So they let him go. There you
go. So there's a couple of comments that have come through here.
Right. Let's have a look. Yeah. Guys, have you heard what the fans of the team we're playing tomorrow did to our fans? Oh, yeah. The Torpedo fans, they tried to get out some Omonia fans. It was like a 10 versus 2 situation or something ridiculous. Okay. Nice conspiracy theory, bro. Yeah, there's always got to be one. There's always got to be one. But that's fine, Sergio. That's fine. You have your opinion, bro. Group of fans tried to meet and hit our fans, but thankfully police came in time to prevent any tragic experience. City with Mendy. Ah, yes, City with Mendy. Yeah, there you go. Didn't you say 5 minutes ago that Ryan Giggs was doing all kinds of stuff and the fans supported him? Now you bring United for this example.
I brought up United as the example, to be fair.
Yeah, okay. Well, Sergio, if you know who I know, I think I know a little bit more than you. A little bit more. Just a little bit. That's fine.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go to more positive stuff. So
yeah, absolutely.
There's this there's this youngster from that was at Liverpool, Mateusz Musialowski. Yes.
I'll just bring that up. Anyway.
Yeah, no worry. No, fine. Yes, so Mateusz Musialowski. So you did an interview with somebody involved with Liverpool content
Yes.
earlier on today. So you must know a little bit more about this player.
So in the members area for 99 cents a month, I did an interview with a gentleman called James. James who? James who? James is from Red Men TV. 500,000 subscribers on YouTube, yeah? Probably the biggest Liverpool fan show out there. He came on this platform. There are levels, what can I say? Anyway, so he spoke about this Polish lad, very highly rated. Didn't make it at Liverpool, obviously, but it doesn't surprise me because when you've got Luis Diaz and Mo Salah and Sadio Mane and all these other top talent, it's very difficult to break into that team. But from what he said, there's a lot of positive stuff. The Polish Messi, which is what some people call him, but as James said, there's 150 or even 500 players out there that are the next Messi. Like Omonia, we had the Cypriot Messi, and now he's need to fuck him off. ASA, I'm sorry. But yeah, look, it's a very exciting, it's a bold move as well, because from what we understand, he's had offers from Serie B sides, but I think he knows that he'll get more game time at Omonia. There's a big chance of him even getting into the Polish national team, like we saw with Strutsky before he got injured. And obviously, Conference League football. I think that's the other selling point. So, look, at the end of the day, I've been very underwhelmed with our signings this summer. I think Maric is going to be sensational, I believe, anyway. Masura looks good. Evandro, I'm still on the fence about. Diunku, again, we know what he's about. But this lad play left wing, right wing, through the middle, pace to burn. Again, I think the one criticism he had was the lack of pressing. But again, when you're 20 years old, you're exuberant, you're excited, you probably don't want to do that job. But again, it's all about learning, and it's an interesting one. It really is, and I'm excited about it. And apparently, he was training today with the other guy. So yeah, let's see.
Yeah. Loizu. Let's talk about one that will be going out. Loizu.
Please. I'm sorry. Like it's done. It's done.
Every
Get
transfer
rid.
window.
Get rid.
It's every transfer window. Every transfer window. Oh, he's going. Oh, he's going. He's not happy. Oh, he's going. Like, whatever. Anyway.
Listen, bro. I don't know what your thoughts about this, but I'll be 100% honest. Okay, as good of a player he is, as good as a player he is, because let's not get it wrong here, right? He is a good player, but that move to Heerenveen in January was the opportunity for him to show what he can do. Now, I've talked to coaches before that have trained with this or trained this lad, and they said, you know what? Very good talent, but for every one Loizu is another 300-400 African lads that have got so much fight, so much determination to succeed, because they've come from literally nothing, right? And eventually it will catch up with him. Now, he went to Heerenveen, didn't get many minutes, flattered to deceive. He's come back, and for whatever, look, we don't know the ins and outs, right? But it just seems to me that he's come back and he's thought, well, I've had the taste of higher level. That's where I think I should be. And from what it seems, he's fallen out with the hierarchy because they wouldn't have, ditched him from the squad in 3 consecutive games, actually, because he wouldn't include the AEK friendly and stripped him of the number 10 shirt. That's it. He's done. That's done. Yeah. And to be honest, good riddance. Because if a player doesn't want to be at your club, regardless how good they are or how much you value them at, get rid. Because it's only going to be bad for team morale You're going to have someone in and around the dressing room that might be a bit disruptive or might talk to people outside. Just get rid. Get rid. I don't know. What do you think?
No, I agree completely. Is somebody who has heard all his career at Omonia, or you're the best thing since sliced bread. You're fantastic. You're amazing. You're great. You're great. You're amazing. You know, you'll be the next best thing. You're going to be so fantastic. You need to, you can play in the big. And his head's gotten so big. His head has gotten so big, and he thinks he's the next best thing, rather than getting his head down and working like Chris 15 has said in that comment that you just brought up. No, because he is a good player. He said so. He's a good player. But if he doesn't have the application to push on, and he doesn't want to be there anymore, get him out. Look at APOEL with Gavril, for example. Yeah, he wanted out. We got rid of him, and now he's in the second division in Belgium because he wanted to play at a higher level. So there you go.
Put it this way, it's exactly what you said, exactly what Chris said. It's about application. Now, you can have all the ability in the world and take nothing away from him. He's shown us his work rate is sublime. There have been games where he's ran his socks off and he's worked hard and he's done his job. I cannot say that he has ever thrown it in during games. He's never chucked it in. Mm-hmm. But what happens off the field is also relevant. You know, I keep saying ability is 20%. The 80% is the mentality. It's the application. It's the desire. It's everything. Right? And I'm sorry, but going on strike is one thing, which is what he did 2 years ago. Right. They repaired it. He signed a new contract. You think happy days. Now, what was within that contract, we obviously don't know. Perhaps there was an agreement that if a club came in, he would get the opportunity to go, and he could go, and he went at hair and vein. We don't know what's happened since.
Yeah.
But that game, that first game in pre-season, I saw him. The first 5 minutes, he completely chucked it in for going in for a challenge. And I thought, okay, maybe it's the opening stages of the game. He didn't want to risk getting injured. There's a 50-50, whatever. But that was it. He just could not be bothered. And I was like, well, maybe again, I'll give him the benefit of doubt. It's a friendly. Perhaps you don't want, maybe you're not sharp. Right? And then after that, that was it. Done. Like, that was it. But look, good luck to him. He's given us a good few years. He's won league titles, won 2 cups, and no one can stay at a club forever. You know, you hear about one club players. That doesn't happen anymore. It rarely happens anyway. And even still, some people overstay their welcome. If he thinks he's better off going elsewhere, good luck to him. But we're starting to see now more and more, a lot of players are coming to Cyprus that are showing signs that they are better than him and they offer a lot more. You know, Alium was sensational back in the last season. He proved me wrong. It was MVP 3 months in a row, I think. I think it was 3 months in a row. Now we're signing this lad that was at Liverpool, higher level, elite level player. So we're spot for choice in wide areas. Even Simic had a blinding game the other day.
Yeah.
And I think we've spoken about this for longer than we should have, to be honest. But it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah.
It's what it is.
Yes.
Well, Scoval, by the way, asked what happened to Kasama. Kasama's gone. They've been trying to get rid of him for the last year. They're not including him in the squad. For all I know, he's probably sat at home playing PlayStation 5, in all fairness.
Him and Chico Banza.
Yeah, Stel, there's a lot of people who don't know what's going on, including me. I tried to Google, don't find anything. It was for sure. No, man, he was found not guilty. He was found not guilty. I just want to clarify this. He was found not guilty, right? But it's other things. I'm not going to talk about it again. But anyway, Dambraska sent us, Tassio, thank you for binning him. I believe that the problem is the board of Omonia as well has believed that he's going to be the next best thing, even at the least, and that affects the judgment the past 3 years. Well, this is the other thing, Chris. There's clearly a conflict or a divide here, because I think I know what's happening. You've got a group of people that think, oh, he's you know, Bertura, and he's this and he's that, and he's blah 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 blah, and we can make money. And they've got this weird pipe dream that he's worth 3-4 million, and he's gonna blow up. Again, if he was good enough at Heerenveen, he'd have been starting if he was good enough. I'm sorry, it's just how it is. That's how it is.
That's what they were hoping for, that he was going to start for Heerenveen, get himself in the shop window, and then the offers would have come rushing in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Labeling him the Cypriot Messi was a downfall. Well, bro, see, this is the thing, right? I was joking about it, was it 4 years ago? You know, doing a few videos here and there, and I was having fun with it, you know, but I have fun with a lot of things. Did I believe that it was the Cypriot Messi? No, I didn't. No, fucking well didn't. And this guy that we're going to sign isn't the Polish Messi either. There's only one Messi. There's only one. So this is, and it's a bit weird how people go on about certain players being the next Pele or the next this. There's only one of those. That's it. But it's wild. No one knows if we received 2.5 million off of that. Well, this is the thing. I mean, you're right. No one knows. I heard reports after the Antwerp game where he had a blinder that Bruges were interested, and even Benfica was snooping around. But 2.5 million, based on what? Based on what? It's wild. Fenerbahce seems to have struggled to get through tonight. Yeah, they drew tonight, didn't they? I think they drew tonight. Yeah. Anyway, we've got one more story, I guess. Did we get the CCTV? You got two. Do you want to start with the CCTV one then?
I can do, yes. So, here's an interesting one, people. So that we've got a set of stadiums that are going to host Brodatlima games next season. And there is a certain set of rules that is enshrined in the Cypriot government constitution that needs to be included with regards to CCTV, closed circuit television systems in stadiums for them to be suitable for events, not just football games, but events in general. Now, there's a certain license that gets given to these stadiums, which helps with getting insurance for games, etc. And out of the, what is it? Let me just check. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stadiums that are supposed to hold Brodatlima matches this season. How many of those stadiums have got the license, Stel? How many of them?
Last I heard was 3.
No, it's not 3.
2?
It's 2. The AEK Arena and the Alfamera. Now, you've also got, so they've got the license to host the events.
It's always 2.
Now, the Rasipi, the Stelios Kyriakidis, the Antonis Papadopoulos, and the Anorthosis Epistrophi can host events until the 15th of September as long as they improve their CCTV. And THASSO Marco, the Dasagi, and the Katokopia Epistrophi didn't even apply for the license. So they don't have one. So, as Chris 15 says, they always seem to figure out a way of getting these licenses just before the Brodatlima starts.
Yep.
They're leaving it a bit late now, fellas. Season's going to start in what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? So
yeah, you could just imagine all these sporting directors running to Jumbo to find CCTV cameras and all that, calling up electricians and techie guys to come in and fit everything.
Well, yeah. So the thing is, right, that most of these stadiums are owned by Goa or by their own management companies, right? So they're the ones responsible for sorting out the CCTV surveys. Yeah. How many of them do you think are going to do it? Are we going to have more than 2 by the 15th of September?
Listen, as Chris said, they always find a way. They always find a way.
Yeah, they will always find a way. Fucking pricks.
All of them.
And then afterwards they're like, and then afterwards,
Chuck's the sneaky pricks.
yeah, no, they are. These stadium managers are absolute knobheads, right? Because afterwards they're like, oh, there was trouble in the stadium. They ripped out seats. Who ripped out seats? We don't know. Whose fault is that? Oh, they're wearing scarves and hoods and whatnot. Oh, we can't tell because of this. Oh, we can't tell because of that. Upgrade your CCTV cameras like you're supposed to. Like the Players Union has been asking since God knows how long. As is written in government legislation, maybe upgrade your shit so that if something happens, there's a bit more evidence to get the actual people at fault, so then you're not blaming all the fans. Yep. Let's try that.
Well, Scuba says they managed to find the idiot throwing the flare at the Salamina Stadium. Yeah, they did. They did. And the leaked footage was actually a guy holding his camera phone, filming it from the monitor.
CCTV footage, yeah.
It's like he didn't download the footage, but don't they have that as well? Honestly, man.
Chris, I've got bad news for you. Achna are in the first division.
Yep.
David Badia. Yeah, so
yes.
that was my little CCTV run, and the Bellens in charge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you see our Bolon fans spraying over the traffic cameras? Yeah, I did see that.
Yep. Hal got some good video of them driving past.
Yeah. God, Hal, why did you do that? You just put yourself in the fucking crossfire, mate.
Oh yeah, we just mentioned him. We just mentioned him by name as well, so they're gonna go find him.
For fuck's sake.
Oh dear. Yeah, he's all right. He's hiding on the base, so he's all right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now,
right. Next one.
Yeah.
Our friends at PASP.
Yep. Oh, you want me to talk about this one?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. So there's a little issue brewing between the government and PASP at the moment, and it's regarding young footballers who are having to serve the compulsory military service in Cyprus. So, for people who don't know, because of the political situation in Cyprus, any male over the age of 18 has to do a certain period of time, military conscription, where they do their basic training and stand guard and do exercises and take up smoking and get bored off their asses doing absolutely nothing for between 6 months to 2 years.
1 minute. Hold on. I had to get an AEK Larnaca last week.
Yeah.
Hasn't that been abolished?
No. If you're under the age of 30 and do not have any dependents, and you've been to school in Cyprus, so they've got you on records, you have to get an AEK Larnaca, because I had to do the same. I went to I went to school in Cyprus for 2 years, so every time I went to Cyprus on holiday, I would waste half a day in the Stratologografio, where they all look at you like deserter, splitter, while you're trying to get an AEK. Yeah.
They don't like us, bro. They don't like
No,
us.
they don't like the
us.
Charlies. They don't like the Charluthka. Anyway, but there's a lot of youth players.
Until 26.
Yeah, sorry, I'm only speaking from experience. I stopped having to get the AEK once I turned 30, but I turned 30 6 years ago, and the rules are always changing.
No, 6, not 30. There you go.
Yeah.
See. Clarification.
Yeah. And yeah, there's also some other rules, like if you have dependents, as long as it's less than 3, you only need to do 3 to 6 months. There's some weird shit. Anyway.
So basically what you're saying is by the time you're 18, have 3 kids and you'll be all right.
Yeah. No, get married and have 2 kids, because apparently your wife is also a dependent.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Yeah, because...
For fuck's sake.
Because, yeah, exactly.
Get married, have kids, and you won't get anything. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, a lot of 18-year-olds are training with football teams, aren't they? We've got a lot of 18-year-olds playing with teams in Cyprus, whether they're in the 1st division, 2nd division, etc. Now, these 18-year-olds, come July time, they have to go start basic training.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as they enter the military system, they only have a certain freedom to go football training to carry on with their sporting careers.
Okay.
Now, there was an amount of players that were allowed, I think, per club at the time. Now, what's happened since then? Christodoulides has come in and been all about like, our sports, we need to look after our kids in sports. Sports are very important. Look at me. I'm going to every single sporting event instead of running a country.
Wearing a Bafo shirt.
Yeah, wearing a Bafo shirt.
shirt.
Even when I play basketball, I'm wearing a Bafo shirt. But anyway, I'm not going to go too political with it.
Even when I'm with my wife, I wear a Bafo shirt. I'll make her wear the Bafo shirt. And the dog is sat in the corner staring. Phineas in the background filming it.
Oh, no.
I went to the president's house and I filmed him with his wife.
Oh God, there's gonna be some kind of SWAT team breaking into your house any moment now.
I got his name tattooed on my finger. Sorry.
Right.
I should laugh.
Anyway, serious business.
I'm ill.
Christodoulides, despite the fact that he's been saying, we need to protect our sports, our young people in sports and everything else. Kind of in the background, the Ministry of Defence has changed the rules regarding to how many players can actually go to training at any one time. And they've reduced that number by quite a bit, haven't they?
40%.
Sorry?
40%.
40%. Yeah. So now we've spoken, me and you, this is Mappa, spoken a lot about how military conscription has a big effect on youth development in Cyprus already. So imagine what that additional constraint will have on developing these young players.
Well, it's not just that. It's what they said in their statement, in the sense that it's the whole mental health side of things as well.
Yeah.
Because if you have players that don't make it as a result of this or being constantly in and out the barracks, their dream is to be footballers. And for them not to be able to live that dream, what's next? This is why education is key. And I don't think enough is being done to educate these lads. Okay, granted, you do have a lot of players who have since left Cyprus to do degrees in the United States, which is fantastic. But some people can't afford it. And, you know, this everyone needs to go hand in hand. I mean, clearly there's a lot of problems. We know that there are lots of problems. But when you're sat there looking at a young footballer at 15, 16 years old, and let's get it right. I'm going to bring this up. I'm not going to bring it up on the screen. Let me mute my thing 2 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, because I'm on TikTok and I'm just trying to find the message that I received. So, last week I did a solo pod and I was talking about nepotism in Cyprus.
Yeah.
I spoke about a certain club bringing in the head coach's son, the president's nephews. Anyway, and I put the video on TikTok and it got about 13,000 views. It was crazy. But then I deleted it because I figured, you know what, there's going to be people watching and getting pissed off about it. And I can't be asked with the drama. I really can't be asked. And anyway, so this lad has messaged me and he said, "Hey man, just wanted to say that I have mad respect for you. Generally the only person openly speaking about the situation in Cypriot football. You weren't there, so you also speak openly about it." He says, "I play for," I'm going to say the name of the team, "and I recently got a first team debut in a friendly, and last season was second top goal scorer of the league with 17 goals. And I've yet to get a call up to the national team because of the amount of players with the BOOMonoia. So I respect your content." So effectively, not only are these lads having to have a battle with, pardon the pun, with the army situation, but they're also battling the nepotism.
Mm-hmm.
And at what point do they think, what's the point in working my backside off to try become a pro footballer, to live the dream, when I know there's so many more obstacles than the average footballer in, say, the UK or Germany or Italy have to go through? So obviously it's going to affect them long term.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Well, all right. When I was going and applying for my Avian Exodus, at the same time, you had Marcos Baghdadis going around. And I don't think he ever did the military service. He was getting special dispensation as a high-profile sports person, a unique talent, right? What's going to end up happening after a while is a lot of these players are going to figure out that they can just go abroad and stay abroad. And that's what's going to happen. So a lot of clubs are going to lose the talent pool. I mean, they're not using the talent pool anyway, but there'll be even less players for them to pick from.
Well, mate, look, no disrespect yet, and I understand it's a cultural thing. I understand it's something that's been going on for a long time. There's a lot of things I understand. But I'll give you an example of someone that I know who, I'm going to go into this story, but they were doing their army duty. Their job was to be at the front of the barracks with his rifle, making sure that no one enters the facility. Yeah. Mm-hmm. His friends who weren't doing their service that evening called him up and they said, "We're going to a local coffee shop in the evening. Do you want to come and meet up with us?" Like an idiot, he went and he left his fucking gun behind by the fucking front of the base.
Yeah.
The generals or whoever was on call at the time walked around. They noticed that the lad wasn't at his spot. And obviously they see the rifle there and alarm bells literally started ringing. He's then gone back and now he needs to go to military court. And this is just something, it's bone idle, it's irresponsible, but at the same time, it just shows you how they don't even take it serious. But it's not the lads okay, it is the lad's fault for making that decision because it's, as I said, it's irresponsible. But if you're gonna, if you want the lads to take it serious, you need to be serious. And I don't think the powers that be aren't taking it serious. It's just one of those things where it's like, we do this because we have to, and that's it.
Yeah, they're
And
not taking it serious.
No.
There's so many stories. It's not just necessarily of football. There's so many stories of good kids going in there and coming out Bellanasin. Whether it's from boredom or uh, the difficulty in the training that they're doing, or anything like that. They go in there, they're normal, functioning people of society. They come out and they come out the exact opposite. It's something. It's something that I think needs to be corrected in general.
The thing is, that's what is the solution to this? Because if you create a rule whereby, like the tennis player you mentioned, he's a unique talent, so he doesn't have to do it. If you create that kind of rule, where does it end?
Yeah.
Because you got sports people, but then what if there's a few lads who are, possibly going to be surgeons or dentists,
exactly,
or in the healthcare, or in industries that require exceptional talent? Where does it end?
Yeah. Well,
it's a very difficult one.
For me, right? You've got because it is I think Cyprus doesn't have a standing army, or it has a very small standing army. So basic training is required, but basic training is a 6-month job. It's a 6 months job. It's not. I think what did they say? 14 months. Sergio said 14 months.
Yeah.
What are you doing for the other 8 months? A lot of people are standing guard.
Well, there's a comment here that says, look, most athletes checking at outposts for guard duties and go on with their lives. I was with a player of Guard Merdisa 21-22 season. GK, what are they? You don't have to tell us who they are, but what are they doing now? Are they playing first team? Are they out on loan? What's going on with their career? Has it been affected because of it? This is what I'm interested in knowing, because I'm interested in speaking. In fact, I think I'm going to reach out to some of the young Cypriot lads that are playing pro football now and see what's going on with them. Did it affect them? Like, because we don't really hear from them. And I think all of this thing from PASP stemmed from a conversation that was leaked, wasn't it?
Yeah. So they're getting, they've actually posted anonymously a conversation that they've had with one of these players, and this is what started the conversation off in the first place. But yeah, it's definitely something very important that needs to be looked at in great detail. There's also
there's this one as well. Yeah. It's a combination: the length of the duty, the obligation to do it, plus commanders who are idiots. Yeah, they do have a complex, bro. Yeah, sorry, Thasso.
No, it's all right. But in essence, that's what it is. It's another one of those issues that's got so many ins and outs, so many people sticking their fingers in, and it's a difficult one to deal with, I think.
Yeah. Well, look, I think we've said what we had to say about this. I know it's probably too early for me to ask this question, but I wanted to see or hear your thoughts on, the title this season based on the transfers, league standings. I know there's still a long way to go, especially with the transfer windows closing, September, something like that. But if you look at the way that clubs are at the moment, do you have a rough idea who your favourites would be for even, let's say, top 6? Or
I think it will be between APOEL Omonia, and Aris, for sure. I think Pafos need more work. It's a group of individuals. It's not a team yet. I think Apollon, there's something seriously wrong at that club. Players
Raggy
complaining
dolls.
about not, so there's players complaining about not being paid, and things of that nature. Anorthosis should be treating this season as consolidation until again that investment comes in. AEK, something's going on at AEK. We've already spoken about it, so I don't think much will happen with that. Who am I missing? AEL. It's Chris Coleman's going to try, but I think it'll be difficult for them to get top 6.
Mm-hmm.
Now Salamina are not moving forward quick enough. A lot of teams below them are catching them up. But Paralimni are going to finish bottom.
Yeah,
Like,
essentially say that.
easy Paralimni are going to finish bottom. I think Omonia.
Do you think the 3 that won up are going to be the 3 that goes down?
No. I
Okay.
think except for I think the other 2 are going to stay up.
Oh, really?
Yep, I think the other 2 are going to stay up.
So who's your money on going down then?
I think at the moment Paralimni.
Yeah.
And then the other 2 are going to be difficult. But now Salamina are going to have a very difficult season, and I can see them struggling a bit lower down.
Mm-hmm.
And Garanotis are making signings, but they're also making some nepotism signings, and I think they're going to struggle as well. And
Yep.
Achna have lost Ilya. They've lost a couple of very good players. They've got David Badia, who managed to get some good performances from those players and got them to the FA Cup semi-final before he moved on to AEK last time round. But that team also got relegated that season.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
No
there's
Cabrera, no Ilya.
exactly. It's going to be a very difficult season for those 4 clubs, I think.
Yeah. Well, Chris has put up a comment. It says, if as an athlete you belong in the elite category and get that privileged treatment, e.g., for my year there was Laifi and Artimada who I barely saw on duty staying in the Stradobelo, in the army barracks. Now, again, it goes back to what we were saying earlier. If that's the case, then where does it end? Where does it end? So again, it's obviously it's something that needs to be discussed, but I don't know, maybe it's just a cultural thing where like everything is just so easygoing and slow paced that they're happy to kind of sweep things under the carpet and let it be as it is, and they'll only make drastic changes if anything seriously catastrophic happens. It's a strange one, but you know, we're originally from the UK, you and I, so we've got a different tempo to doing things. It's rapid. I don't know. Anyway, is there anything else we need to discuss?
No, I think we covered everything, haven't we?
No. Okay, cool. Well, boys and girls, thank you for tuning in. We have an Instagram and an X account at This Is Mappa. THASSO has his at there on Insta and
here,
Twitter.
Flares Cafes.
My Insta is here, but don't follow me, please. Tomorrow's game.
Yeah,
you want me to talk about tomorrow's game?
There's
3
games going on tomorrow. I think they want some scores.
Some scores. Well, I think AEK are done. I think they'll even lose the home game. I think they'll lose the home game as well.
Yeah.
I think Buff are going to go through. I think they're going to scrape through. And I think obviously Omonia with a cushion. It just depends on how the first quarter of the game goes. But I think we'll get through. I think we'll do anyway. Shout out to Marquinhos for the goal. Yeah, man. We mentioned it earlier, bro. We mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, boy?
I agree completely with that. I'm gonna go. I think if we're done here, I'm gonna go hang out with Steve McLaren and talk about pronunciation of beer can.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Listen, all I want to know, in fact, sorry, all I want to see is Steve McLaren giving a press conference with rice and peas and jerk chicken in front of him. Or at least him doing the Usain Bolt thing, or maybe listening to Shabba Ranks. Yeah.
Shabba.
God, I can't just imagine Steve McLaren in an Elephant Man video. Fucking hell. Bloody hell. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. We'll be back same time next week, unless Thasso goes away again. But
no,
he's not going anyway. So, yeah. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.